And welcome to another update on the Killer Bee Challenger / Super Bee / Hemi Cuda Pro Street. I want to apologize to everybody on all my subs. I really haven't done that much to the car. I've got the interior together. I didn't. As I said, I wasn't going to do a lot to the interior. This build was mainly just for my stepson, and he kind of fell in love with a Pro Street pick that Chris, my pal Chris, Classic Plastic, had sent me through an email, and I just wanted him to see that, you know, you don't have to. When you plan to do, I had planned to do this one stock, pretty much factory stock, and I wanted to show him that you don't have to always just, you know, have whatever you have planned set in concrete, that you can, you know, that you can kind of switch horses in midstream, you know, or what have you. So, but I will show you what I've got done so far, and this will definitely be the last video before I do my final reveal, which will be a slideshow like I generally do, a slideshow video. You saw everything up to where before I put the interior tub in. You saw all this with the scratch built exhaust and the cherry bomb on the exhaust there. So, and the fuel line that I ran. The interior I was looking at the decal sheet on the Super Bee, and I just happened to notice the and I don't have anything to point with. Let me get something to point with right quick. Let me apologize for not being prepared. I was looking at the Super Bee decal sheet that I got the rear tub from, and there were several Super Bee decals, the one with the bee riding the engine and all that, and I thought, well, let me see if I can try to find one that will kind of go on to the seat, the seats of the, because these seats came from the Super Bee, just to kind of give it something to show that there's Super Bee DNA in this build, I guess, if you will. So I put the little bee head with the helmet on, and painted the inner part of the seat body color, which is kind of a burnt orange color, which is the Tester's fiery orange on the body. But anyway, and I used the Super Bee roll cage, which is certainly nothing to write home about. And if I had wanted to put more time and effort into this, I would just scratch build my own roll cage. And I've got a big Pro Mod build or a Street Outlaw build coming up, a couple of builds down the road, and I'll go to more trouble with the interior on it. But and I threw some speakers. This is kind of a street legal Pro Street, if you will, one that someone is going to take and actually run around on the street with. And you know, if pushed into a corner, he will stomp on it and, you know, hurt some little young boy's feelings in a Toyota Supra or a, you know, a Mitsubishi or something like that. But so I put some subwoofers back there. I don't know if you can see it. If those speakers look familiar to you, they should, because they are two of the Rally wheels from the Challenger kit turned upside down and glued to the interior tub. Inside has been painted, if you can see right in there. Outside has been painted a metallic silver and platinum craft acrylic, black on the inside. You can't see it because there's not much room after I cut the back seat out. But I was looking at them in one of my see-through drawers up here in my on my desk and on my build table, and I thought, man, those look just like speakers. They were laying upside down, and so I said, well, you know, why spend the money on aftermarket speakers when I can just turn those upside down and glue them in, and they look, you know, pretty good, I thought. I mean, you know, it's not exactly like a speaker, but it's pretty close. So so that's that. Got the interior done. It's ready for everything. I'm gonna I still have the carburetors to put on. I'm gonna run my fuel junction block on the firewall of the car, so I can't do my fuel line plumbing yet until I get the body on the chassis and get it set, get the stance set, and then I'll do my plumbing for my carbs and all that and then I'll be done with it. So I did want to show you the paint, though. It came out really nice. This is the car in paint. This is the Testors One Coat Fiery Orange. Came out really nice, I thought. These one coat lacquers, man, are just so neat, because I mean, you know, if you don't want to take the time to airbrush, and I've decanted these before, and they spray just as good out of an airbrush. But this is about 3 coats, I think. No, maybe 4. A couple of mist coats, a medium coat, and then a kind of a heavy wet coat. And then finished off with the 1 coat of the Testors Wet Look, 1 coat clear, and I'll let that gas a day, and then finished it yesterday with 2 coats of Future. So panel lines have been accented with the black, actually craft acrylic, watered down real thin. And I want to touch on that just a little bit. I don't do my, and I've said this before, I think in a previous video, I don't do my panel lines very deep or very wide, because you know, once again, this all goes back to scale. Because if you look at your car in the driveway, or even street rods at a car show, you know, the first thing that catches your eye should not be the panel lines on the car, to me. If they do, then to me, that, you know, there's something wrong. The panel lines are not, the panels are not fitting right, or something. I mean, it should be accented, let you know that there's a door there, or a trunk, or whatever. But it shouldn't be something that jumps out at you. It should be not to where you can't tell there's anything there. In other words, if you don't do anything, it looks just like one solid piece. That doesn't look good either. But what I think looks worse is a door panel line that in real life, if it was 1-to-1, would be about 4 inches wide. That doesn't look good either. So I try to do a happy medium. I do scribe them a little bit, and I'll usually go over all the panel lines one time with a real thin, watery version of craft acrylic, watered down to almost just like water. Maybe not quite as thin, but just about it, to where it runs on its own. Capillary action takes it. It does its thing. I'll go all the way around the car. By the time I come back, this side is dried. I'll go back, go over it. By the time I get through a couple of coats, it's done. So, but that's that. So, I hope by the weekend to have everything ready to go, and get my body on the chassis, get the stance set on it, and get the carbs plumbed, and hopefully to have something in video by Saturday or Sunday, maybe. Probably not Saturday, probably Sunday. My next little deal will be, my next project will be this. I want to build a 5-window coupe. The inspiration for it will be this. This is a car that was done by the Austin Speed Shop, which is run by those of you who keep up with it on Velocity Channel. Is ran by Jesse James. He built this car for Paul Sr. From Orange County Choppers. It's a 31 Ford that had the top chopped just a little bit. It's channeled. It has a Hemi engine in it. I'm not going to do it exactly like this, but this will be, I kind of wanted to do a reverse rat rod. the rat rods have been done to death, and I like them. Don't get me wrong, but everybody has been doing them. You know, with either the flat black or the satin black, or the rust, or you know, mix of the two or whatever. So I wanted to do this one different, and I'm going to call this project, or this build, whatever you want to call it. This is going to be called Sharp Dressed Rat. It will be the solid white. It will probably be a pearl solid white. White interior with, you know, some of my interior stuff that I do sometimes with the seats and what have you. Something along the line of a black seat or whatever. Engine, not real sure about yet. I've got a couple of either. I'll use one of the engines out of this kit, which there's like three. One of them's a 302 engine, which will not even be considered, but there's a 2-carb dual feed, two dual feed carb version. There we go. In here, and then another version, and I'll probably use one of those. But I have my Jimmy Flintstone resin body, chopped body, that I'm going to use for it, that my pal Chris, Classic Plastic, recommended to me to, because I wasn't crazy about the high boy look for this build. Now I do like, in general, I do like that look, but I wanted to kind of replicate this other build just a little bit, even though it you know, it wasn't chopped as much as the resin body that I've got has been, but I think it's going to look really good, and it's going to be kind of, like I said, a reverse rat rod. So be looking for that probably after this build, or maybe the second build after this build, the Pro Street build. So there we go. That's kind of where we're at with the Killer Bee. This will be the Sharp Dressed Rat, and I've got probably 2 more builds in my head, pretty much already finished. It's just a matter of, I've got the kits, I've got pretty much everything I need. It's just a matter of getting them out and doing them. So that'll probably take me through at least Halloween, and then I'll have a Halloween build in mind as well. So I'm blessed this year pretty much to have had everything in my head already laid out. Just kind of like, you know, getting the flesh to be as willing as the spirit is, if you will. So that's pretty much everything from here for now. I haven't said it in video yet, but I'll say it now, and I had commented on, I think, some other people's videos. I had replied in text that my condolences to the Big Jim Marksberry's family in his passing. Lost a great builder, lost a great human being, just an all-around great guy. So I don't want to dwell on that any longer than I have to. So we'll miss him. He's going to be in my tribute. He's in my tribute he's in my video opening to this video, and he will remain. That will remain in my video intros from probably from now on. So, all right, guys and girls, that's all from here. Until I talk to you again, take care of one another. May God bless you and your family. Keep building. May God bless. Talk to you later.